because anything that's not growing is dead. And maybe the people that were with you were connected to a dead thing. And for you to grow, those people may not be able to go where you're going. And that's okay. If you don't know me, my name is Rushni. I have a blog called Glamazini.com, and I am on YouTube. God's always spoken to me in dreams ever since I was a child, and nothing has changed. But this morning, I woke up from a very vivid dream that I had about a broken friend relationship. So something happened a few months ago with someone who I consider to be a friend, and a very close friend at that, and it changed the dynamic of our relationship. And I guess my subconscious knows that that's something that is kind of like an open, there's no closure in that area. So in the dream, I was having a discussion, a very spirited discussion with this friend about something that we have not yet touched on in our actual real life. So I woke up, and as I was pondering why I had this dream, I got on Facebook like I do in the mornings. After I do my devotions and after I do my meditation, all that kind of stuff, I jump on social media like any good digital influencer would. And so the very first thing in my timeline on Facebook, right after I woke up from this dream, it was a sermon about Nehemiah and how everyone's not going to be able to go with you where you're going, which really shocked me because just of the just the exact correlation between what was going on in my dream and then just a few minutes later seeing this post, looking at this sermon. I'll do my best to link to the sermon. It's on YouTube after I do this, and I'll also post it in the comments if I can. Both of those things really made me think that God was trying to, give me a God wink and tell me something. Now, I go to my personal page, and then ironically, another thing happens that makes me really realize that it was a confirmation. Everyone is not going to be able to go with you where you are going. And that's okay. This year, 2016, has been very interesting. I know as a collective on the internet, everybody's lamenting the fact that this year has just been extremely trying and draining. There's been a lot of deaths in the media and just with the elections and things happening in our country and in the world. But honestly, 2016 for me on a personal level has been kind of incredible. I mean, I've been blessed. And I know people don't necessarily gravitate towards somebody saying like 2016 was great. But I mean, if I'm talking about what God has done, He's been pretty good this year. But in this particular realm of what I'm talking about, He's been doing a lot of pruning in my relationships. He's been doing a lot of readjusting and tweaking in my relationships. And I'm talking about my marriage. I'm talking about my friendships. I'm talking about business relationships. He's just been shifting a lot of things around. And so I remember last December, in the midst of a very spirited conversation with my husband, I told him that the Rushni that's going into 2016 is not going to be the same Rushni that's going out of 2016. And when I tell you that is the truth, because I don't even recognize old girl from last December. I have been through so many different things in 2016 that have really, really transformed my mind. And therefore, because my mind is being transformed, the things around me are starting to change, right? So what I'm learning is the more you become your authentic you, a lot of things and people can't connect themselves to the authentic you because they were connected to a disauthentic you. Is that a word? They weren't. And it wasn't even on purpose that you were being not your full self. You just weren't. You didn't know better. So you couldn't do better. You hadn't matured. You hadn't grown to that space. I'm stepping into being 100% Rushni. And I found this year especially that when I was 100% me and I calmly, with love, said what I wanted, said the true thoughts going on in my head, asked for what I wanted, asked for what I didn't want, that there were a lot of people that didn't show up to provide that or didn't like that very much. And you know what, you guys, that's okay. Because this morning in the dream that I had with all the subsequent little God winks this morning, God is telling me, and he's telling me to tell you that it's okay for you to go where you're going and leave some people where they going. Because they might not be going where you are going. When you're younger, you think you know it all. And as you get older, the thing that you learn is that you don't know what you don't know. The useful certainty is faux because you don't understand what's going on. So you have this bravado and this pride about something when you clearly don't know anything. And the older you get, wisdom shows you that you don't totally know everything. And so I'd never hold it against anyone because we're all growing in our spaces. And so the people who I came into 2016 with, feeling like I was in close relationship and bond, and I'm leaving 2016 realizing that our relationships have changed, have just transformed, and that's okay. And they don't mean me any harm, and I don't mean them any harm. It's just when God designs you for a thing, you need to go in that direction because otherwise people are connecting with an unauthentic you. And that's not fair to you, and that's not fair to them. So as you grow, because anything that's not growing is dead, and maybe the people that were with you were connected to a dead thing. And for you to grow, those people may not be able to go where you're going. And that's okay. I felt that thing. That's for me. And that's okay. You know, in the past, I kind of had this, I used to call myself Captain Save-A-Ho. That's probably not the most biblical thing, but whatever, it's true. You know, I just running around, why, and trying to scrape up stuff. And this year, I've kind of had this very calm spirit of, I'm going to let people land where they land with me. We can walk hand in hand for a season, and then we can let go of our hands and let each other go in the direction that God designed us, because we're all in different places. We're all on different parts of our journey when it comes to maturing. And there's no need for me, help me God, to hold myself back just because you don't understand the growth that's happening in me. You can't grow holding on to dead things. And you can't grow letting people attach themselves to things that God's trying to kill in you. Hello? I was trying to achieve momentum in a direction while allowing people to attach themselves to something that God was trying to kill. And then trying to understand why I'm not moving. Hello? So my dream this morning, the sermon that I saw, and all the other little God winks that happened this morning, where you're going, they may not be able to come with you.